Hi guys, welcome back to my survival triathlon series. As you can most likely tell, I'm behind, I'm in front of this old shelter I just built yesterday, and I'm back out here, and I decided to do another shelter video, and this time it's going to be a lean-to shelter, like my first shelter video I did a while ago. That's not in the triathlon series, it's just my first one, so I'm going to do basically a replica with that, with a little bit more moderations. With the bed, I'm going to do a lot more sturdy bed, and I'm going to use pine boughs instead of basswood branches and leaves. So stay with me and stay tuned. Okay, so the first step to this shelter, and I've already explained most of this in my last one, not in that one, but my last lean-to shelter one. The first step to this is to get a cross piece that goes across from that tree to that tree. I'll give you the full view of it right here. So there's the two trees right there, and just put a cross piece going across the whole thing. It needs to be about as tall as you. So the height of the cross piece needs to be about this tall, and then after that you get the two fork sticks that stick from about here and hold that cross piece in place, because usually in this situation you will want to have string, but I'm not going to do that, so I can show you all the techniques, so you know how to do it without string, because usually you wouldn't have string, or a lot of string, so you want to save it until you necessarily have to, and you don't for this kind of shelter. So here we go. So here's our cross piece. It's not too straight, but you have to use what you got. So here it is, right here. This is a good height for it. And now we get the poles that make it stay up with the fork and then go down at a very, very tight angle. It should definitely be very slanted, so the rain and snow runs off very easily. So that's next. Okay, so I am done with the cross piece and the forks in my shelter. Here it is, right here. It's lower than I wanted it to be. This camera thing is really annoying me. Okay, it's lower than I wanted it to be. Also, the forks, actually one fork is not very good at all. Let's see, this is how you do it with no string. Basically this presses up against the tree, and this keeps it on the tree, and obviously it holds it, but it also makes the back brace. See how that's very, very slanted, so it would kind of be like for the rain to run off. It would just hit it and only have to change course a little bit to slide down, and that's the best way of doing it. See, what I was talking about, only one fork to do this, that one was bad. But for some reason I can never find trees with branches with forks in them. But as you guys can see, I have to duck to get it. See, I'm bending my knees, but you would really only be laying down and sitting in the shelter. But now we can get to making the bed part. So for that, you actually no, I'll build it first, then I'll show you. So stay tuned to see me building a bed. Okay, so you can see that I am done with one side of the bed, and I'm just going to explain how I did it. I thought this was a good way of doing at least one side of it. You can see right there that I put a fork. You can see it's the same way that the cross piece is done. You put a fork in and stick it in the ground. I'm putting my full weight on it, and it's not even budging. And usually, if you just stick a fork stick into the ground and perch this on top of it, and it's not leaning up against the tree, it's a lot sturdier, or it's a lot less sturdy because it moves back and forth. But this is pressed completely and solidly against the tree. Unfortunately, at first I thought I could split this, so I had two of them, but I couldn't, and so now I'm just left with that. But that is still strong enough to hold my weight. So now I'm going to do the other side, hopefully a similar way, but I'm not sure yet. I'll get back to you once I'm done. So as you can see, I'm done with the bed frame. It's quite sturdy. I might need to replace that fork over there. This one right here, it's a little bit small, but it can hold my weight. That's to be expected with this kind of bed. You can see it holds my weight quite well. I think I would much prefer a hammock over this, but I guess I still have to put down the bed slats that completely cover it, so I don't have this big gap. But there it is. Usually, if you built the bed like the more traditional way, with putting two fork sticks in the ground without leaning up against the tree, you'd have to have a lot longer forks, and you'd have to pound it in, and after all that, it would be a lot less sturdy than this kind, because I can bounce on it and not wobble. So that is good, and now I'm going to do the thatching, and after that I'm going to finish the bed. Hello, I am back, and I'm ready to put the thatching on. I'm using the pine boughs that I used for that A-frame shelter. I decided to recycle them just because I don't want to have to gather new materials each time. One thing that was cool about that shelter is I took out all the supports, the two A-frame logs and the cross log that went down to the ground, and it's still standing. If you can see it right there, it's still standing almost the exact height as it was with the cross logs, so I thought that was cool. But here's my braces for the whole thatching thing. I put this cross log right here, not by weaving it, but I did the same fork idea that holds it up, and I did another thing right here. So I'll start thatching that, and I'll get back to you. Boop, boop. A good thing to remember when you're doing this is, see the raised bed. The raised bed is right there. And so really you only need to thatch down here really well, and that'll save pine boughs, so that you don't like waste them down there. Thatch really well down there, because that won't serve a purpose. The rain will hit this, run off, and drip down there, but it won't affect you on the bed. So that's a good tip to know when you're doing this. Also, beware of the pine sap that gets on your hands. It's very annoying. It just takes a lot of scrubbing with soap and water to get off. But keep on touching that. Hi guys, as you can see, I'm done with the thatching. I just thatched down to the bed, and I already explained why. It's because the rain really just needs to be caught right here, not down here. But I don't think I'm going to do a hammock section in this. I will in another video, but not in this one. Here is the Survival Triathlon #2 video about shelter. There's going to be many more to come. You already know how to do the bed. You can either put logs, lots of logs going this way, or longwise across, and then for padding you can just use leaves or pine boughs, extra pine boughs. So I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more survival and other more in-depth videos. My roof videos coming up next, not next but soon, the cave or roof video, and I'm going to do more about the survival triathlon, whatever, and bye.